audio morning brief for the U.S. grain markets, 8:25 a.m. Eastern Time, November 1st. All right, the funds wrapped up the month's trading. They're now going to have to establish what do they want to do for the month. And you also have commercials that are going to say what do they need to get done for the month. All right, futures, December corn futures, very quiet for starting on 5 days now. Very low volatility, so something's going to break, something's going to move it a little more than what we've seen, okay? But it's not going to be, I don't think there's any major surprises. But it bothers me, this could be a resting point before going lower, and there's potential to go to 472. But there's also potential to go to the 490s. And the model's basically on the fence saying it should bottom for level 3 now, it ought to rally, okay? And it may only bounce a couple days this week, tomorrow, Friday maybe, and it's all over and right back down again. But the model's favoring a bounce into next week for the next level 3 top. It's favoring this market really doesn't want to do much of anything, okay? My personal stance, I'm not quite as on the fence like the model. I think it's probably going up. Watch recent daily highs. If it takes out like yesterday's high, might be a positive development. Takes out the high of the week, a better development for the upside. But if it starts breaking to the downside, just keep in mind, it can go down to 472, still put the level 3 bottom in and go up. But it's getting late now. It really ought to bottom here. My bias is somewhat higher moving forward. Zoom out to the larger trends, however, I think we've seen the highest for corn for a while. I don't think it's going to do much. Perhaps during the entire month of November. But at the same time, there's a little more potential in wheat and soybeans to do something, and maybe that'll wake up the corn. Now, in soybeans, possible level 3 bottom last week, level 3 top this week. It's down into next week, okay? But the model's showing a slight chance that this market is rather indecisive. They've been debating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe even 7 days today. Kind of something like corn. It's consolidating, reflecting what to do. I can see how the top of this week so far is a level 3 top, but yesterday was a level 3 bottom, or if it just slips slightly in the next few days, it can still put in a level 3 bottom. I can see it can be higher next week or lower next week. And I think the model's just simply saying there's not enough information here to pick a direction. We have to wait on the traders what they want to do. And at the moment, they don't know what to do. That's what the model's picking up on as the best scenario. They're not sure what to do. And I think part of the reason is they're not really confused. They really just don't need to do anything. Okay? So my thoughts, if it takes out the high of this week, probably bullish for a while. If it takes out yesterday's low, I don't know as that means bearish necessarily into next week, okay? So I think there's a little more upside than downside, but overall there's not a lot here for these markets to work with or do anything. I do think soybeans have the opportunity to grind higher into late November, early December, but it may just stall out. All these markets can just stall out and do nothing for the remainder of this year, but I'm still long-term bullish all 3 markets. If it goes to the downside, we do have to consider 1280 to 1270, okay? I think it will find support around 1293 if it goes lower, but I don't know for sure. There's just not a lot here going on at this moment. And I think it's the start of a seasonal up move into summer and the start of a long-term move, but it can just stall out for very long periods of time. And I'm just not seeing the global information and news going on. Now, in the wheat market, it's been more trendy. The corn, soybeans lately, especially soybeans, really don't seem to know what to do or have any traction to do anything. But wheat decided to be serious. It was down last week. It's down this week. It's extended level 3 trend. I think it should bottom right here, right now. I think it should bounce into next week. But I also think it has a very limited amount of time, therefore a limited upside potential. I don't think there's really any exciting news to push it considerably higher. Okay, here again, it may just stall out for quite a while. In theory, with the bigger trends, it ought to move higher in the late November, December with soybeans, whereas corn really doesn't have to do much of anything. Okay, so I think for short-term traders, there's something here for the wheat market, but I don't know how well it's going to work, but it's oversold and looking for a bottom, and I think we're going to get a bounce into next week. I'll be on the road here. I think probably won't do the weekly update until Thursday night or very late afternoon, or it might be tonight, it might be Friday, but I'm kind of targeting just make it late on Thursday here, and I don't know as we have anything exciting to update here in the weekly update anyway, since it's just that time of year. Past results and honest scientific future results. Have a great day. Thank you.